Blog Talk Radio.
Good evening, wrestling fans, and welcome to another episode of My New Age Wrestling Radio. Yes, fans, tonight our call-in number is, as always, 323-792-3060. And this is your host, Granny Hulkster, speaking. And fans, tonight we've got a great show lined up for you. First of all, I would like to introduce none other than the outlaw himself, Brian Black. How are you, Brian?
Oh, I'm doing fine, Granny. I'm very excited to be on here tonight. And let's get, but Granny, you gave my number out too early. You're gonna have to give it out here a little bit later, all right? Just to let you know.
Okay.
And if anybody wants to contact, get my phone number, get my email address, or what have you. Call into the show. And if you just want to call into the show and challenge me, I like those too, Granny. You know I do. So.
Oh, yes, I do. Yes, I do. And I will give that number here again, fans, shortly for those that would like it. Also joining us all the way from South Carolina, none other than the outlaw, Charlie Colt. How are you, Charlie?
I'm doing fine, Granny. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. And certainly last but not least, fans, and I saved him for last because he is telling me that he has a huge announcement to make. So, Triple K, go ahead and make your announcement so we can move on with our show, please, if you don't mind.
Well, Granny Hulkster, thank you for that lovely introduction. After last night, Cage is feeling higher than life right now. But I'm going to tell you this much. Last night was the return of the most controversial show ever to be aired on Blog Talk Radio. And that was the Sick and Twisted World of Wrestling. And we had a special guest last night and, quote-unquote, the most controversial man in South Carolina wrestling at this time. In South Carolina, or wrestling in general.
Get the story straight, Cage.
The outlaw Charlie Colt was my special guest. But, Granny, that is not my huge announcement. Huge announcement.
Hold on before you make your huge announcement. We have another caller on hold. Let me bring this caller on. And if I'm not mistaken, Terry Pantera, is that you?
Shut up, Cage. Yes, me.
Now, shut up and let me get on with my announcement.
Oh, Cage, hold on. I would like to properly introduce Terry, if you don't mind. Terry deserves a good introduction.
He doesn't need any introduction. He is nothing but a... Yeah, never mind.
Don't go there, Cage.
Anyways.
Don't go there. Fans,
family-friendly show.
This is one half of the Southern Alliance Wrestling Tag Team Champions, Terry Pantera. Terry, welcome to the show. Glad you're on, my friend. How are you doing tonight?
We're doing fine, thanks. Well, I just heard Cage's mouth running, and it was like, oh, my God,
well,
really?
He claims he's got this big, huge announcement, Terry, and he just announced that he brought back the sick and twisted world of wrestling, whatever he calls that show that he's doing. I guess he brought that back last night, and he was talking about that. So, Cage, go ahead and make your big announcement so we can get on with this show, please, if you don't mind.
Well, after I make my announcement, I'm going to open it up to conversation, Granny. I'm kind of going to take over your show for a few seconds here. But my huge announcement is starting tomorrow. Not only will my Sick and Twisted World of Wrestling show, this is going to change the face of both shows, both Sick and Twisted World of Wrestling and New Age Wrestling Radio. It will start airing on YouTube starting tomorrow. That's right. We have got our own YouTube channel.
Nice.
Wow. I thought,
So,
hey, Cage, I thought...
Granny, I told you,
hey,
this was huge news.
I've
Well,
only
first
got
of
one
all,
question.
I thought
How in
YouTube
the
was.
hell do you put
I
a
thought-
radio show on YouTube? We're not going to look
I
at
thought
pictures of your
YouTube was
skinny
for
ass.
videos. I thought YouTube was just for videos. Am I not mistaken about that?
Ha ha. Well, Granny, you know, Cage has got his ways of doing it, and he has figured it out. And like I said,
Well-
starting Monday, from this point forward, My New Age Wrestling Radio and the Sick and Twisted World of Wrestling will be airing on YouTube. And as soon as I get everything set up and get it all finalized, I will give that information out. So fans, be looking for the very first episode of My New Age Wrestling Radio and Sick and Twisted World of Wrestling being on YouTube.
Okay.
Come tomorrow.
Fine. Cage. Okay, fine. That's wonderful. We have another caller. And if I'm not mistaken, fans, I believe this caller he calls himself better than everyone else, Justin Dynamic. Is that you, Justin?
Yes, it is. I'm always better than everyone else.
Well, welcome to the show. And how are you this evening?
I'm doing decent. How are you, Cage?
I
Whoa,
am
you've been nice to
wonderful.
Cage.
I am wonderful.
That is
Like
good.
I
I'm glad
said,
you're
Justin,
doing good.
just as you haven't heard the news, this show and Sick and Twisted World of Wrestling will start airing tomorrow on YouTube.
We heard that, Cage, 3 times. Shut up.
You shut up, you freaking wannabe washed-up has-been.
Give it to Cage. I just got on. I only heard half of that. Thank you, Cage, for telling me.
You would think.
Well, you're very welcome. You're very welcome. Now, Granny, I'm opening it up to conversation about last night's show and, of course, any other thing about the YouTube channel.
Okay.
So I'm opening it up.
Okay, before we do that, Cage, I believe that Justin Dynamic is going to be part of a big, huge benefit show next Saturday in Muskogee, Oklahoma. Justin, would you like to plug that show for a few minutes?
Yes. By plugging it, you mean you're talking about me?
He was telling about the show, where it's at, yada, yada.
Yeah, where it's going to be, what it's going to be for, you know, who are some of the participants that's going to be there. And if I'm not mistaken, is Danny Hodge going to be a part of that at that show next week?
Danny Hodge will be a special guest at the WWE Slam Fest 2012. It's God's Desire to Learn Center presents, of course, us, featuring your favorite WWE superstars, like For Existence, of course, me, because everyone loves me. But like I said, brought to you by the God's Desire service. So the first time UWE has been in Muskogee, Oklahoma at the Civic Center. You guys cannot miss that. We have matches like a over-top rope battle royal featuring people like Ace Archuleta, American Nate, Mercenary, Rolling Thunder, Big Smooth, and many more in that match. Who knows who's going to show up and probably destroy the whole match. You also have, of course, me, Justin Dynamic, and his partner, Damon Storm, which makes a tag team of no other than Dynamic Storm. We are going to face the tag team of the weenie wannabe wrestler Ecstatic, which, by the way, he's small fries. Keep that in mind. Versus this guy who claims to be a wrestler, who is a former referee, which, by the way, we call him Big Mac. So think about Big Mac small fries. His name is Keith. We're not only fighting in a normal one-on-one match, a tornado tag, whatever type of match you can think of. It's nothing like this. For the first time ever, each what's that word? Can you tell me about what's that word? Competitors,
Participant.
Yes, that word.
Participant.
Yes, something like
Be
that.
professional.
But
Participant.
But the first time ever, each
Be
4
professional,
men
right?
will be in a street fight. Anything goes, no rules, no disqualification. You also have the boss, John Cross, who is facing no other than the former UWE United States champion, which, if you remember, got beat by a broom. So you have a dog versus a broom, loser to a broom match type weird match. But anyways, John Cross versus Christopher Fury. That's going to be an excellent match. You can't not miss that. Then you also have another tag team match, which consists of two brothers that are in a huge argument right now. But you have Fuel and his partner, the UWE champion, Brandon Walker, versus Anarchy and Tim Terrific Rockwell. So them matches are, and maybe more, who knows, but you can't forget the Oklahoma shooter, Danny Hodge. He's going to be there.
Where can fans get tickets for the show, Justin?
Yes, that's the next that I was about to mention. First, let me tell you the directions. It's in Muskogee Civic Center, 425 Boston, Muskogee, Oklahoma, 74401. And let me real quick, since I don't have it fully saved.
You ain't got nothing real quick.
You know what? I'm tired of your attitude. Why is Christian Cage is the only one being nice to me right now? You guys...
Why is Chris being the only one being nice to you? Granny's being nice to you. The rest of us just don't like you.
You know why Cage is being nice to you, Justin? It's because finally me and you agree on one thing. We hate everybody else on this show.
I agree. But, okay, quick, back to...
But, Justin, how much are tickets? Do you know that?
But anyway, let me... Shut your mouth and let me finish.
30 minutes ago we would have.
So, tickets at the event is $8. Age 12 and under are 6, but if you get advanced tickets, the adults tickets are 6, and ages 12 and under are 4. To get advanced tickets, the number is 918-687-5013. And I'll say that again for people that don't listen. 918-687-5013.
Is that the number to the event center?
That is the number to get advance tickets. I'm not sure if it's to the place or just, I don't know how they're fully doing that, so I can't really answer that question.
And that's being held where?
At the Muskogee Civic Center. It's located at 410 Garnius Street, Muskogee, Oklahoma, just behind the Greater Shalon Missionary Baptist Church.
Okay, so you follow the yellow brick road in Muskogee and go to where the lights are on the actual street corners, and it's right there on the corner. I've been there many times.
Or you can take the yellow brick road and my foot up your butt. Either way.
Hey, first off, Dynamic, you ain't big enough to put your foot up Cage's butt, much less mine or Brian, so shut up. We got your info now. God.
Won't you shut up and let Justin, better than you Dynamic, talk, and let
Justin, dumber than me. You can't even put a whole sentence together without saying, Dang. You should have got Anarchy or Fuel on here to do that for you.
They are worthless piece of crap.
Hey, don't you talk about